What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Hey, happy Sunday. I hope you had a great. I hope you have some. You enjoy your holiday. You had a good time for Thanksgiving. And if I hadn't had a chance to wish you happy Thanksgiving, I want to go ahead and take the chance to say happy Thanksgiving to you right now. So today I want to talk about a topic, and I want to talk about something that was on my mind lately because I want to talk about what I want to talk about is sometime in life you got to go to the worst stuff to get to the best stuff. Sometime in life you got to go to the worst stuff to get to the best to get to the best stuff. So what do I mean by that? So yesterday I was watching a movie about Steve Jobs, and for some of you who know about Steve Jobs, everybody knows that he completely revolutionized the computer and the cell phone industry when he came out with the iPhone and the Macintosh. But one thing that we all know about Steve Jobs is that, he revolutionized the computer industry, he revolutionized the cell phone industry, but so many people don't know about his failures. So many people don't know about all of the things that Steve Jobs had to go through to get to where he was before he passed away, right? In 1985, Steve Jobs came with a Macintosh, and the Macintosh was a complete failure. How many people even know about that? How many people know that the Macintosh did not do very well, and Steve Jobs was criticized? He was ridiculed. Everybody says, "Oh, this is such a bad idea," and after that, even though Steve Jobs founded Apple, he was actually, can you imagine? Think about this for a second. Steve Jobs, who founded Apple, was actually fired from the company that he founded himself. Think about this for a sec. Think about, you create a company, you come up with the concepts to revolutionize the world, revolutionize the cell phone industry, and then you get fired for that same company that you started. How would you feel about that? But that's what happened to Steve Jobs, right? And think about the iPhones. Everybody talk about the iPhones. Most people have an iPhone these days. If you don't have an iPhone, get on the dark side. Leave that Android and get on the dark side, right? But what was before the iPhone? It was the BlackBerry, right? Everybody had a BlackBerry back in the day. It was like the business phone. And Steve Jobs came with the idea of creating a phone where you would have a keyboard on your screen without actually a regular keyboard, because with the BlackBerry, you actually had a keyboard on the phone. And with the iPhone was the first phone in the history of the cell phones, was the first phone who came out with a keyboard directly on the phone, on the touch screen. Can you imagine that? But think about all the challenges that Steve Jobs had to go through. He was fired for the company that he started. He was ridiculed by everybody. Everybody said he was crazy about trying to create a phone try to create a Macintosh. Everybody said the idea wasn't gonna work, but he persevered. And sometime in life, the reason why I'm bringing this is because sometime in life, we have to go to the challenges. They say the biggest challenges in life are for the biggest soldiers. The biggest challenges in life are for the biggest soldiers. So maybe you're in a situation right now where you feel like, regardless of your effort, you're doing whatever you can, nothing is working out for you. Well, let's see who's on the line, who's watching. What's up, my man Corey? I see you watching. What's up, Daniel? What's going on, my man? Long time no see, man. Hey, you need to holler at me, man. Long time no see. So anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. So sometimes in life we go through a lot of challenges, we go through a lot of things, and we lose enthusiasm, we lose faith about the things that we do because of all the challenges. But they say that, I heard somebody say that if you're going through hell right now, you're going through a lot of difficult time, keep going. You know why? Because if you're going through hell, you're gonna end up coming out on fire. So this actually might be a good thing for you. And this got me thinking about my own personal story, because I remember when I graduated from college in 2011, and after 2008, when the real estate economy went down, today 83% of college students don't have a job lined up when I get out of college. And that was me. I couldn't get a job. I was completely frustrated. I was I was just very desperate about life. I was working in a call center at the time, and I remember saying to myself, what have I done to get to where I am today? What have I done to deserve this? You know, I have my degree and I'm making $30,000 working in a call center. I was completely, you know, dissatisfied with my life. And what happened was that I went 3 years of my whole life, 3 years, I couldn't get a job. I was going to job interviews. I was applying for job, but nobody wanted to take me because I didn't have the experience. So can you imagine that? You go to school for 4 years, 4.5 years to get a degree. And then when you get out of school with a degree, you can't even find a job. How would that make you feel? And I know if you're watching this right now, maybe you're part of this generation who get out of school and couldn't get a job. And I was extremely frustrated. So 3 years after not finding a job, I get a call from my supervisor at the call center I was working at, and I just realized that I got let go. You know, I got fired from that job, and that was just the most devastated, you know, situation in my life, man. I was like, man. So I went to school, I got a degree, I get out, I can't find a job, and the only job that I have, I lose that job. I had my back against the wall. I was completely, I was just in a bad situation where I just had to do something. And when I think about it today, after losing that job, when I think about it today, if I wasn't in that situation at this point of my life, I wouldn't be where I am today. Because after getting fired from that job, 6 months later, after 3 years looking for a job, 6 months later, I got a call from the state, and I started working there as an auditor, as an accountant. And I said to myself, man, maybe the reason why I had to struggle before I found a job, maybe there was a reason for that. You know, have you ever heard the expression of, you know, sometime in life, we don't get what we want, but we get what we deserve. Maybe I wasn't deserving that job because I wasn't putting enough effort finding a job. Maybe because I already had a job. I was making $30,000. You know, even though it wasn't a lot of money, I was some way satisfied about the person that I was. But being in a situation where I had to fight, being in a situation where I was not satisfied, being in a situation where I wanted more in my life, pushed me to get more of what I was getting. So the message I'm trying to send today is this: no matter where you are in life right now, no matter the situation, and things might not look like, you know, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe, you know, you feel like you've tried everything you can. You can never give up on yourself. You know, there's only one person who can actually, you know, if you don't believe in yourself, who's gonna believe in you? You know, and sometime in life, like I said, we're not getting what we want because we're not getting what we want. Not getting what we want can actually lead us to get what we need. And sometimes we have to think about what we need instead of thinking about what we want. And listening to the story about Steve Jobs and how he struggled in his life and how he went to all those challenges really kind of like gave me a different perspective about life, you know. And sometimes one of the things that I realize is that sometimes we're not ready for the victory in life. We're not ready for the things that maybe the universe had waiting for us. So if you feel like you've been in a situation where, you know, you've been disappointed, you know, maybe you've been in bad relationship before and you feel like no matter what you do, you can never be in a good relationship, you know, here's my message for you, man. Sometime you gotta go through hell, and then if you're going through hell, keep going through hell, because at the end of it, you might come out of it on fire. So that's the quick message I have for you today, and hopefully this message can, you know, bring some encouragement to somebody. Maybe this message can empower somebody else today. And if you feel like somebody else needs to hear this message, make sure that you share it and let everybody know about it. And until next time.